to pick up the trash when we leave.
Leave that there.
You can open that right now. It's probably just a letter from them on the vacation of easement, I'm assuming. Maybe. Oh no, that's SC. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. But you can open it.
Call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock according to my time. Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam.
Aye.
Commissioner
Present.
Ferris.
Here.
Commissioner Hayman.
Here.
3 present, 2 absent. We have a quorum.
Please rise for the pledge. Mr. Strand, can you please lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item is approval of agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam.
Aye.
Commissioner Ferris?
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman?
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Approval of minutes. We don't have a copy of the minutes in the package, so we are going to continue that for the next meeting. Next item is public comments of items not on the agenda. Persons wishing to address the Commission on matters that are within the Commission's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the Planning Commission may not take action on an item that does not appear on this agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The public comment section of the agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name. I open public comment at 6:04 according to that time. I don't see anybody coming to the podium, so I'll close public comment at 6:05. Next item on the agenda is public hearing. I open this for public hearing at this time.
Vice Chairman and fellow commissioners, I'm here tonight to conduct a public hearing regarding the vacation of a public access easement at a property, lot 16, located on Chelsea Avenue. A little bit of history on that. That property was owned by the successor agency. It's located in the business park. And in 2016, the successor agency and the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital entered into an agreement for the hospital to purchase that land to build a crisis stabilization center. During the purchase and sale agreement, there was an amendment of the agreement on January 23rd, a day before the crisis stabilization was to come before the Planning Commission for the site plan review. And in that amendment, the city agreed contractually with the hospital to vacate easements, 30-foot easements to the north and west of the property. During the Planning Commission's hearing on January 24th, it was noted during the meeting by Lauren Culp that it was the hospital's intent to vacate public access easements on the property. The site plan was approved. The building was subsequently built. And now we're coming back through the process to vacate those easements as contractually required to do so. So what we were requesting tonight is the Planning Commission to approve. Let me get to the actual document here. To approve the findings listed in Resolution 1917 and to make a recommendation that this matter be forwarded to the City Council for approval.
Thank you, Mr. Strand.
Any questions regarding this property?
Commissioners, any questions?
I read over this, and it's pretty complicated, but it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to be anything that sticks out, so I really have nothing.
Commissioner Hayman? I actually don't have anything. I sought some clarifications from Mr. Culp. So
Yes.
I'm clear on this. The land belongs to the hospital, and the vacation of public access right is a condition of the sale of the land to the hospital. So planning is following through with the condition of sale for the parcel and using the mandatory summary vacation process since it is a contractual obligation. And the easements have been used, and therefore the formal summary vacation process is required. Utility companies and others are notified, and there were no objections from them. The vacation is not going to hurt access to the surrounding parcels, and it has been confirmed that no parcel will be legally landlocked, and drainage and utility rights remain in full force. So if you don't have any questions for the reasons mentioned above, I make a motion to recommend to City Council to approve the resolution for a summary vacation of public access rights to the easement on the north and west sides of Ridgecrest Regional Hospital Crisis Stabilization Center. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam,
Aye.
Commissioner Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thanks, Mr. Strand.
Thank you.
We close public hearing for this item. And the next item on the agenda is discussion and other action items. Heather, are you going to present this? Are you going to present this? Please. Item number 1, please.
Okay. So the first item is tentative track map 6869. This is a request for an extension for 12 months. This map was originally approved in August of 2008. Special extensions granted by the state legislature kept the maps alive through August of 2018. In May 29th of 2018, the Planning Commission approved a 12-month extension, extending the map through August of 2019. In May, Cornerstone Engineering, on behalf of the owner, Terry Metcalf, requested an additional 12-month extension. The municipal code allows the commission to grant 3 extensions in 12-month increments. If approved, this would be the second extension. This track is located to the north of the Sunland Apartments site plan that was approved by the commission last year. Staff would recommend the approval. Questions?
Commissioners?
Nothing.
I do have a question here. It says in the presentation that the Naval Air Weapons Station, Chena Lake, are beginning to spur increased demand for the housing. And we were talking earlier, so do we ask them when they are building, at least for the sake of having statistics to show to the base that somebody is going to build something?
Currently, the owner of this map is actively seeking developers for this. We have talked to a couple of different developers who are interested in possibly purchasing it and developing it in the future. But at this point, Mr. Metcalf is actively looking to sell it.
Thank you. On the resolution, Heather, if you go to the second page, I always want to have consistency here. Since it is being extended on 8/8 of every year, so let's make it 8/8/20 instead of August 27, 2020 on the second page of resolution.
I would ask that the commission take into consideration that the application period is not part of an approval. So if you approve for 12 months, you approve it on the date that it's approved, which would be the night that it's met.
But you will be extending 3 years at the end of the third extension, though.
But you're not extending it during an application period. It would be like a site plan. If you applied in January and don't get an approval till August, then you wouldn't backdate the site plan to the application date.
I think that's what has been done in the previous, if you go back and see. Otherwise, they would not have meetings on 8/8 of every year.
Those were the automatic extensions by state legislature.
Yeah, and PC Resolution 1810 was not on 8/8/2019. I mean, I want to see that consistency in extensions so that we can stick to 36 months. And also, this is the second extension, right?
That is correct.
So it says here, this map is eligible for no more than 2 further one-year extensions, which is wrong. It has to be one extension. Resolution, second page. So I want the opinion of the commissioners on the extension dates. Or I'll make a motion.
I move that we approve this with the amended
Date.
one, yeah, instead of 2 extensions.
Okay.
I second.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam,
Aye.
Commissioner Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 2, please.
The second item is an application for an extension to track map 6814. This map was originally approved in June of 2006 and was extended through June 2018 by acts of the state legislature. In August 2018, the commission granted a 12-month extension. In June of 2019, ERG Asset Management, on behalf of Ridgecrest Estates, requested an additional extension. If approved, this would be the second extension. I will make a note that the APN numbers that are originally listed in the original resolution and again in the extension resolution no longer match. So those would be updated to reflect the current APN numbers.
Commissioner comments?
Making sure we're not running into that same issue as far as it being a second
Yeah,
extension.
we don't. So
No.
it doesn't state about the next
Know where it is.
extension here. So
Okay. And I move for approval.
do you have a second?
Second.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam,
Aye.
Commissioner Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries. Okay, this is for an extension of tentative track map 6908. This map was originally approved in September of 2006. In August of 2016, the Planning Commission approved Resolution 16-19 modifying the map. The expiration date was then August of 2019. In June, the owner, Chuck Rulin, requested an extension. This would be Mr. Rulin's first request. I believe that he is working on it now, so I think it's just a matter of getting to the final stages. But I do believe we have a public comment.
John Kersey, I'm the Community Planning Liaison Officer at NOS China Lake. When this project was originally approved, it was prior to the installation conducting an air installation compatible use zone study, and that was subsequently updated again in 2011 to reflect newer platforms such as the F-35. And this particular site now does reside within the 60 to 65 decibel noise contour of the ACUS. It's near our departures corridor and everything, so there's also the safety considerations as well as the noise aspects. I know there were other TTMs in similar area that included provisions for NAWS, specifically addressing, of course, requirements on noise attenuation measures, which I believe do coincide with the city's development codes for that particular level, but then also some additional requirements on getting sign-off that the owners or purchaser of the property acknowledges that they are in that particular area and giving us no harm on that particular fact for the future.
Thank you. So Heather, do we have anything about that?
There is the resolution we approved had a map that was in a similar area, and it had some additional conditions that were placed on it. If you guys want, because Newland isn't here, so it's up to you guys if you want to ask for him to have it, for the.
Or can we table this?
We can extend it for a month and give a little time and
Yeah.
John time to
So,
clarify exactly what
yeah.
he wants.
Yes.
Yeah, that provision she's referencing was in TTM 6691. That was approved for the extension in April of this year.
So I would recommend to the commission. Any other public comments? So I think I would recommend to the commission that we will continue this item for the next meeting so that we can take care of the item that has been pointed out.
Okay.
Thanks, Heather. Move on, next item, please.
This is an extension for tentative track map 7320. This map first came before the Planning Commission in June of 2017. The commission approved the phased track map in June of 2017. In June of 2019, Cornerstone Engineering requested an extension on behalf of the property owner. This would be the first extension on this map.
Commissioner comments, please.
Nothing on this TTM, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any questions on this, pretty straightforward. But the only thing is, I would prefer we ask them whenever they are request for extension, when they plan to start construction, something like that, so that we have an idea. I mean, it's not we cannot force them to do anything, but we just want to have an idea what their plans are. Okay, thanks, Heather.
You're welcome.
Do I have a motion to approve this, please?
So move.
Second.
Vice Chairman Rajaratnam,
Aye.
Commissioner Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Hayman,
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Oh, that was pretty fast.
Nicely done.
Okay, moving on to next item, commissioner items and comments. First item is committee reports. Commissioner Hayman, are you on what committees are you on, or did you attend any of the committees?
The last one was canceled for the Parks and Rec.
Okay.
I actually sat in on the infrastructure committee meeting because Commissioner Blades and Chairman Cox were not available. We discussed the Down Street project, the construction of the wastewater project came up, as well as SCE rate increases due to a recent earthquake.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm on CTR. We did not meet, so I have nothing to report. Next item is Commissioner comments.
We discussed a little bit right before the meeting, and I would like, if it's not too much trouble, to find out how many tentative track maps we've actually extended in 2019. Because right now it seems like the narrative in the community is there's a desperate need for houses and housing. And if we've approved, we went through 4 today, it would give the appearance that the demand is either not as strong, or it would just be something that we could look at and determine how many of these we've actually pushed through this year.
So if they are not building.
Correct, that they're actually not building, that we're just sort of hanging onto property, so.
That's a good point, Commissioner. So, do you have any comments, Commissioner Hammond? No, I don't have any comments. Just an update on Warren Cox. He's still in the hospital, so waiting for a suitable heart. Last time I heard, no further developments, I think. So, continue to pray for him. Remember him in his prayers and your thoughts. Future agenda items. Do you want anything to be on the agenda?
Like I said, I would like to see that report just for,
Okay.
but that's,
And that's good. We'll have that on the agenda item. And then last time we talked about the sign ordinance. So that's something when you have time. So if you can bring it to us with your some details, what the recommendations are, so then we can take care of that. Are there any complaints to the city about signs showing up everywhere at this point, or?
There have not been any
They have
additional.
been not. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you.
has the city replaced Officer Booth in that position as, do you know?
Yes.
Okay,
We haven't seen him yet, right?
not yet.
No, you have not seen him yet.
Okay.
Okay, right. Thanks, Heather. Okay, staff items. Heather, do you have anything to report?
Well, I'm sure you guys can see that the Arby's construction is underway. So that's moving along. We're still working on the Town Place suites. We still have 3 maps that we're working on as well, track maps. And I believe this was the last of the extensions that we had
Okay.
submitted previously, so we just got through the ones that we have seen. And again, I'll prepare some information on those temporary signs.
Any update on Wingstop? Wingstop.
Well, their signs are up. I haven't heard anything else. I believe I think they got their
By
final.
the end of September, they're supposed to open. That's what they said.
Right, I believe their certificate of occupancy was
Okay.
completed this week or last week.
So any update on Holiday Inn?
There are, I believe their plans are still in building. Probably almost through. We're still working through that. Spoke with them this week.
Thanks, Heather. So if you don't have any other items, I'll adjourn this meeting at 6:27, the shortest ever probably. Thank you.